And just like that, 2025 has now concluded, and we are now being ushered in to a brand new year, 2026. And the question is it going to be the greatest year of all time, or is it going to be the greatest flop of all time? And the great news is you get to choose, right? You get to determine how this year pans out. You get to determine who you can become as a result of this year. You and you alone, and nobody else. And you know, it's kind of cliche, right? You hear it all the time. Oh, it's new year, new me, or the other side of it, where it's like, oh, it's a new year, but is it going to be the same you, right? You hear all these different cliches, but what it ultimately comes down to is think about the lessons in 2025, what you could have done better, right? And coming into this new year, 2026, and seeing how you can become the best version of yourself. First, really picturing who you want to be, right? And that includes the character traits that you want to have, what you want to have, and then working backwards, right? For example, I want to have 100K in the bank, right? I want to have 100K in the bank, and I believe that's very possible. And now I have to think about who I have to become in order to achieve that stuff, right? Like the character traits. And once I determine that, then I also have to determine what obstacles and what actions I would have to do and conquer in order to become that person, in order to become he who can achieve that 100,000, or just become that guy, right? And then I can set up my daily schedule in accordance with those actions or obstacles or challenges that I want to overcome. And that's pretty much the formula to success, right? A desire, a really burning desire for what you want, and a plan on how to get it, and surrounding yourself with people that will, and also an environment that will make that goal possible and allow you and all your kind of stuff to be conducive of achieving that goal. So 2026, the ball is in your court. You get to decide whether you want to throw it out of bounds, whether you want to double dribble, whether you want to travel, turn it over, or if you want to grab it, dribble it, pass it to your teammates, play a team game, and shoot it up, beat the buzzer beater, bang, and win, right? And I'm just excited. I have a lot of fun things planned for 2026. Like, I have a lot of things going, and I'm sure that you do too. But again, the most important thing is for you to determine what you actually want. Like, have clarity. Like, what do you actually want, right? Then have a plan. Like, how are you going to get there? Like, who do you have to become? What traits, skills, attributes do you have to obtain to achieve that desire, and become that person that can achieve that desire, and then make a plan based on that, right? What actions we need to do daily, yada, yada, yada. There, bam, you got the point. So do that, like, right now. Like, right now. Like, what's stopping you? Like, if you don't even have a goal that you want to aim for, if you don't know where you want to go, then you're going to go nowhere. You're going to be lost, right? And with that being said, 2025 is over. And I just kind of wanted to reflect on my 2025 because it was a brutal 2025. The first 3 months were a blur. All I remember was really burning out. I think this is when I was doing my daily vlogs on Instagram. They were called my PLOGs. It was really fun, but I burned out after like 3 months. And I remember, this is where it gets spicy. In March was when I had my first, it was my car crash. I sat behind the wheel, got out unscathed. It was dark. It was on the freeway. This was at the peak of my powers when I was training 5 a.m. clients Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 4 a.m. clients Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, and a 7 a.m. client on Saturday. And I had to wake up an hour earlier before all those clients. I had school in between on the weekdays. I had clients in the evening, and I had assignments, tests, and my online coaching business, and then also the PLOGs, and also gym and eating and hanging out with friends. Like, all of that squeezed into the very limited amount of hours that we have in a day and in a week and in a month, right? And that burned me out because in June, in May, I crashed my car again. It might have been June. Probably June. I think it was June. In June, I fell asleep behind the wheel again. This time it was in the morning, and I basically totaled my car. It's done. It was over. And then I went to my Japan trip. And then the most notable thing that happened was I quit my fitness job. I left personal training behind, and as a result, not only do I have better career prospects for myself, but I also was able to live the college experience even if for a little. I got to go on coffee chats with people. I got to genuinely like hang out and make memories with people. Something that I love to do. I got to know people. I got to experience the college life. Go out drinking on a weekday, get drunk, have people take care of me, right? And all these things I really wanted to do during my entire tenure at college that I never got to do because I was so focused on work, that I finally was able to do it because I quit that stupid job. It wasn't stupid. I learned a lot, right? But I learned how to ask for help. I learned how to know when enough was enough and when things weren't looking good and when to pivot, right? I think that's one of the most important skills, learning how to pivot. I mean, I gave that thing my all. I genuinely gave that, that job, that business my all. I gave it all my heart, all my will. Like if you ask all my friends, all my family, they legit did not see me for the 2 years that I was there. It was crazy, right? And so that was probably the most notable thing, the hardest thing I had to do, but also the most rewarding, the most fulfilling thing I was able to do. So I'm very grateful for that. And then I was able to become a part of the Peak team, baby. Peak Investments. Shout out to Patrick and Chris. Love you guys a lot. Shout out to my boy Steven for helping me sort out the Michael situation of me leaving my company. And I'm just excited for what's to come. Like so many things in my life have changed and I've learned so much. And I think from 2025, I think the biggest thing, just kind of recap, is to get your sleep. Do not drive if you're feeling drowsy. It's not worth it. At any moment, you don't, the scary part is you don't even know. You know when it's too late. You know you've fallen asleep behind the wheel when it's too late. And I know it all too well because it's happened to me 3 times in my life. You're just driving, you're listening to YouTube video, music, whatever, right? You're just driving, and then you hear a thud, and that's when you know you're cooked, right? So just take a nap. It's okay if you're late. It's not worth your life, right? And so I've had, a few brushes with death, and it just made me really think. Anyway, so there's that. Learning when to pivot. Learning when, another thing is to look at people's actions and not their words. Don't look at what they say about who they are. Look at who they actually are through their actions. That speaks a lot louder. Because I mean, for just some quick context and a recap. The biggest reason, or one of the biggest reasons why I left the fitness business was because 1, it wasn't growing. I was there 2 years. 2, the CEO and owner of the business operated the business, right? The main business was in LA with most of the clientele, right? Yet he was in Las Vegas, right? And he would say he was all into the business, yada, yada, but he was going to strip clubs, and he, was blowing money on like Ray-Ban glasses, on a rented Porsche, like, come on, like, and renting out like a really big house with a stripper pool. Like, come on, man. If you really say that you're all in, then show it. Like, move back to LA and get your feet wet and do the work. But that's what I learned. Another big thing is to learn to ask for help, right? It's really hard to put away pride and ego and to genuinely ask for help. And when you surround yourself with great people, like genuinely good people who care about you, they are more than happy to help. And that's something that I've learned. I'm very grateful, right? And that's also the importance of cultivating great relationships, right? I do my best to never burn any bridges. I do my best to be in good, at least cordial terms with everybody. And I'm just very grateful that I have, because there are many times when, I might need something or I might need help. And I can reach out to them or just, make a memory or so. And another thing is this is also a big one. If you do not ask for what you want, you will not get it, right? Another way of saying that is, you will only ask, or you only receive for what you ask for, right? And that works in every area of my life, from a half marathon beanie to a job that you really want, a career that you really want, an opportunity that wasn't there, but you asked and you literally asked it into existence. That being my hedge fund position, by the way, right? And there's just so many examples of this. Like, if you do not ask, you will not receive. It does not hurt to ask. The only thing that may hurt is your ego or pride, and that's only if you let it, right? So those are my biggest lessons of 2025. Yeah, surround yourself with good people. I truly am really blessed to be surrounded by great people. I do not believe, I know for a fact I would not have made it this far if it weren't for the people I love. And so really treat them with a lot of care, with a lot of respect, invest time into them, be there for them, and treat their wins as your own. This was a mighty long video, kind of long video, but I'm really excited for the future. Speaking of the future, this year for 2026, my main goal really is to make $100,000, put in the bank, right? We'll see if it happens. It is going to happen. And really, I want to be able to be a big part of Peak Investments. I want to be able to open up and manage my own fund within there and be a partner, and to be able to have that community of young guys, thriving community, and in a school community of over 500 people, and also to blow this bad boy up to 100K subscribers. And I know I can do it, and I know I will do it. But man, life is good. Life is great. Life is great. I'm excited for what's to come. But just remember, here's honestly the biggest thing, right? It all starts in here. And what I mean by that is your thoughts, right? Your beliefs create your thoughts. And your thoughts create your actions create your habits create your destiny, right? Just really think about that. Just really think about that. Like, what you think is who you are, and or rather, what you think is what you do, and what you do is who you are. And so it all starts here. So how you really perceive the world is your reality. And if you want your reality to bend to your will and to mold it into the reality that you want, you got to first bend your thoughts. That sounds really woo, I know. But it's the truth, right? Like, think about it. If you were if you were a father, you would view the world in a very different way and act in very different ways than a person who was not a father, right? That's just a very simple example. But with that being said, 2026, I'm going to ask you, right? Is this going to be the greatest year of your life, or is it just going to be a flop? And the choice is ultimately yours. And I'm praying and I'm really rooting for you to make it the best year possible to date. With that being said, this is the PLOG V1.177. Remember to be better daily. Remember to be the person who is capable of achieving the goal that you desire, and to put in relentless work each and every single day to making that a reality. The question is, do you got it? The second question is, how much of it do you got? And the third question is, how bad do you want it, right? So that's it for today, and I'll see you tomorrow. Happy New Year. Happy 2025 is over, and 2026, here we come. See you tomorrow. Peace out.